Long ago, in a village where the river bent like the back of a sleeping python, there lived a boy named Kofi. Kofi's father, Nana Boteng, was the greatest hunter the village had ever known. He could call the bushbuck with a whistle and make the leopard pause with a stare. But of all the things he brought home from the forest and the river, the strangest was this, a crocodile he named Old Snoot, because one nostril had been torn in a fight and now flapped like a torn flag when he breathed. Old Snoot lived in a deep pool behind the compound, chained by the leg to a baobab root with iron that came from the white man's ship. Nana Boteng said, "This crocodile is my brother. We saved each other's lives in the great flood. He will never harm my blood." And so the village children were warned, greet Old Snoot from a distance, throw him fish on festival days, but never step into his pool. Kofi was 11 reigns old, thin as a palm rib, and full of the foolishness that lives in boys who think they already know everything. Every evening he watched his father feed Old Snoot. Nana Boteng would slap the water twice, plap, plap, and the crocodile would rise, slow as the moon, mouth open like an empty canoe, and catch the tilapia his master tossed. Kofi wanted that power. He wanted the beast to rise for him. One dry season morning, when the harmattan wind scraped the skin and the grown-ups were at the farm, Kofi stole 3 smoked fish from the cooking hut. He went to the baobab pool. Old Snoot lay half submerged, only his eyes and torn nostril showing, still as a log that has given up on floating. Kofi stood at the edge and clapped twice, the way his father did, plap, plap. Nothing. He clapped harder, pialepi, pialepi. Old Snoot did not move. The boy's pride stung. He stepped closer, 1 foot on the wet rock that marked the border between land and water. "Old Snoot," he called, "I am the son of your brother. Rise for me." He threw a fish. It landed on the crocodile's snout and slid into the water with a small plop. Still nothing. Kofi's heart beat like a festival drum. He told himself, "If I stand in the water just to my ankles, the crocodile will know I am fearless like my father. Then he will obey me forever." So Kofi, son of Nana Boteng, stepped into the pool. The water was cool. It kissed his ankles, his shins. He took 1 more step. The chain clinked softly. Old Snoot's eye turned, slow, yellow, ancient. And then the pool exploded. Old Snoot came up roaring, a mountain of green muscle and yellow teeth. The chain snapped tight, zing, but the crocodile lunged so hard that the baobab root cracked like thunder. Kofi screamed. He tried to run, but the water held his feet like hands. The jaws came down, wide enough to swallow the moon. At that moment a shadow fell across the pool. Nana Boteng stood on the bank, returning early from the farm. In one motion he seized his hunting spear and hurled it, not at the crocodile, but at the iron chain. The spear struck the weak link the river had been wearing thin for years. The chain broke with a sound like a spirit tearing cloth. Old Snoot, suddenly free, did not finish his bite. He looked at Nana Boteng. Nana Boteng looked at him. For one long heartbeat the man and the crocodile stared, remembering the flood, remembering the promise. Then Nana Boteng spoke, quiet but strong as ironwood, "Brother, this is my son. Spare him, and the debt between us is paid forever." Old Snoot closed his great jaws with a snap that splashed water into Kofi's face. Slowly, slowly, the crocodile sank back into the pool until only the torn nostril showed, flapping like a small, tired flag. Kofi crawled out shaking, his clothes dripping, his heart trying to jump out of his mouth. His father lifted him, looked into his eyes, and said nothing. Words were not needed.